All right, there's a lot of things going on in the world, and I called for a little emergency podcast, and I got to bring in my best friend and right hand man Norberto, right? And I called Norberto yesterday. I was like, Norberto, come in. Let's have like a little emergency podcast. Let's talk to the people, right? And whoever is listening today, this is for you. This is for us, right? Let's talk about it because I think we're still reacting with everything that's going on. And obviously, I'm talking about Charlie Kirk. Norberto, thank you for coming back. I know. How do you feel about all of this? Yesterday you called me
Yeah.
and you're like, yo, you were the one that told me that Charlie Kirk was shot.
It's one of those it's one of those moments, right, that you're I was just kind of, doing stuff on the internet, and then suddenly it popped up, right? That suddenly news started coming out that Charlie Kirk was shot.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, what's going on?
Yeah.
Because you're like, that's weird, right? Like people get shot, like, all right, you don't really. We've gotten so used to people getting shot that at first when you hear somebody get shot, you're like, oh, they'll be all right.
Yeah.
And then you look into it, and then you start seeing like the video footage coming out, and you're just like,
whoa,
yo, this is some wild stuff.
When you told me he got shot, I was like, oh, okay. I thought he got shot on the shoulder. I thought somebody like went to one of his events and shot him somewhere. And you sent me the video, and I saw and it was gruesome.
It was
horrible.
Yeah.
Right. It was and you know what? Like I was, I remember I was listening to this psychiatrist that was talking about like a lot of times we listen and we watch stuff on the internet, and when we see something like that, it's also traumatic for the people viewing it, experiencing it. Right.
Yeah.
So I do feel bad for the people that were there, bro. Like the students that were there, like were live watching this, to his family as well. Like he left 2 kids behind. You see what I'm saying?
Yes. I think, well, we're humans at the end of the day, right? And I mean, even despite all the political conversations and the political, discourse that's happening in this country that's very divisive, I also like at the end of the day, we have empathy. We feel for other people. We don't want anybody to get hurt. That's the whole thing about it. We want people to live in peace. Amor y paz, no? Like that's the whole that's the ethos. That's what it should be about. So that's why like there's something watching the footage, you're like, this is like it leaves an impression on you.
Yeah.
And it feels like, oh.
You know what's crazy is that it is September 11th. At the same time, there was a mass shooting in Utah. Not Utah. What was the other place?
In Colorado.
And kids were killed, and it was
at the same time that was happening.
At the same time.
Yeah.
At the same time, like the irony of that happening all at the same time. What do you think about this whole experience? How you? I feel like we're all digesting it all at this. Like in real time, we're digesting everything that's going on right now.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a complexity to it.
Yeah.
And this is a case where many different things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
It's not one thing or the other. It's complex. On one hand, you feel sympathy for his family.
Yeah.
You feel sympathy for his friends, for his community. Because it's, the dude died.
Yeah. And
he got killed in a very gruesome way.
Horrible.
In front of a lot of people.
Yeah.
I do believe though that is a horrible thing, and it shouldn't happen. His death should not be celebrated. No. It shouldn't be. I believe that it's not right to celebrate someone's death.
No.
At the same time, I don't think we should sanitize his rhetoric or what he stood for.
Yeah.
The man stood for a lot of hate when it came to racism, xenophobia, misogyny. Like the man spewed a lot of hate into the world. Very divisive hate.
Very divisive.
And again, this is something that he stood on.
Yeah, because it both could be true.
Yes.
You could still be compassionate and empathetic. Like this is horrible. And it's horrible that it happens so live that we are all witnesses of it, right? But there's also, I'm conflicted, bro.
I mean, the conflict. Here's the thing: the conflict comes from the fact that Charlie Kirk is no angel, right?
Yeah.
He himself said that a couple of deaths due to gun violence is worth it.
It's worth it
to protect our Second Amendment rights.
Yes.
So by that standard, well, you know.
Like it's like you said these things and you had zero compassion for the people.
You had zero compassion
for victims of gun violence.
You had zero compassion,
and you turned out to be a victim of gun violence. So it's like, where do we stand at now?
And that's the thing about it, right? Like, if he very much said that, and it's very much open for people to research. Like, the man said a lot of hateful stuff.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about it. The conflict comes from he said some very horrible stuff.
Yeah.
I disagree with him on literally anything that this man ever stood for, ever said. At the same time, we feel things for fellow human beings.
Yeah.
Right? We feel things for this man, you feel for his family. You feel for his loved ones.
Yeah.
Who weren't public figures, right? They were just his family. And at the same time, I also believe that you cannot tell people that they have to mourn him. People from the communities that he's always targeted. You can't tell them that you have to mourn them. No, you have to mourn this man,
especially when he's been attacking these people.
Especially because he had no. It's because he's been very blatant that he also did not have any compassion for victims of gun violence.
Yeah,
and so because of all of these multitudes, I think a lot of people are acting out aggressively.
Yeah,
they're not really knowing how to process this.
I think everybody's processing. I think we also got to think about like there's so much social media, everything is coming out all at once, and it's crazy that with somebody's death, like it is a quick reaction to all the things incinerating that you have said, and there was a lot of things I didn't know. So when you told me about it, I was like, oh man, shit, because I know about his name, I know who he is. Do I know his rhetoric like that? I don't, right? And immediately when that happened, while I'm processing all of this, I don't know how to feel. Like, man, I don't want this to happen to anyone because, I'm strictly nonviolent, right? And when it happened, I was like, man, this is messed up. Like why was something like you just turned this man into a martyr, and that's exactly what this person did, right? And then it comes out, and then it was September 11th today. Like, we usually talk about 9/11, whatever. And this is overshadowing all of this. And for an instant, what happened, he's not even, his body's still warm. And all these things that are coming out, that he said this, that he said empathy is a made up word, that he's against civil rights movement. There's so many videos started coming out back to back. And I was like, oh my God, I did not know that this person said all these incinerating things. Like, it was wild. You see what I'm saying? Right?
It's absolutely wild, but it's also, again, it's weird because there is a nuance to all of this, to navigate this type of sorrow, and I think like table set, no one should be killed.
Nobody.
For saying stuff.
Yeah.
Even as racist and xenophobic and as hateful as it might have been, Charlie Kirk did not deserve to die.
No.
That's just level set. Yeah. No one deserves to die for their opinions, right? You can have dialogue with people, you can rage at them, you can tweet at them, you can do whatever you want, but no one deserves to die. That's the level set. From there, then we can also have the discussion, the fact that, you know what, we can't make out Charlie Kirk to be like everyone suddenly went from calling him a far right podcaster to suddenly calling him a conservative activist, like really polishing up the way that he's doing. The White House hit the flags at half mast.
And they didn't even do that with the representatives that were killed this year in Minnesota. Yeah, I think this country, I think, is like the irony is hitting a turning point. Last night, I had to sink all this thing in, and I had to perform. I went, to the comedy clubs, and I talk about politics on stage. I do, right? And it was like this eerie feeling that the comedy club was not that packed, and you could feel the energy in the place. And then we were talking about it back there, and it was just like the elephant in the room that nobody wants to talk about. And also somebody like publicly everybody saw somebody's execution, and we're all processing it at the same time. I did not want to go up on stage. I was not going to talk about it because I'm not a psychopath, right? And everything is still sinking in. But I just think that people need to be careful on what they're saying nowadays, because you could either fan the flames or you could be the solution to this issue, right? And I saw that the president last night, we have the president of the United States come out, and he's the president. He's the president for all of us. He's the president of the right. He's the president of the left. He's the president of all Americans. This is a tragedy that happened, right? He goes, and then he came out, he's like, we have to stop the divisiveness, and we got to stop persecuting somebody that has the opposite view of you. And in the same sentence, he said, this is the fault of the radical left. And I think somebody needs to talk to him and say, we need you to be the president right now. We all. People voted for you because they had hope for you to change things around. People hated their situation. They thought that you were going to be the end to a solution to a problem. That's all, Right now, they need you to be presidential.
Well, that's not his thing. Donald Trump is the type of man who sees a house on fire, he goes and grabs more gasoline and pours it on. That's the type of man that he is. He doesn't grab a hose. He grabs more gasoline.
More gasoline.
That's always been his thing, and I'm not surprised by anything that he has said. He is not a leader in that way. He is.
Which is sad, because this is exactly the leadership that we need right now.
Yeah, but that doesn't exist. And I'm not surprised that he would say something stupid like that, because that's his thing. At this point, we cannot rely on the president of the United States to unite people. No. He's going to make things a lot worse.
Look at COVID. That's exactly what happened during COVID. And instead of bringing COVID was a time, it was a human tragedy. It was a moment that we all needed to come together. Like even George Bush. When 9/11 happened, look, it was 9/11. When 9/11 happened, everybody, even though if you were not behind George Bush, and you could have been a Democrat, you're a leftist, you still rallied behind George Bush. When that happened in 9/11, George Bush came out and gave a speech, and he was presidential. We all looked towards him, no matter what. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we felt a sense of peace when it happened. I know, because I saw the planes hit. I was there. I was here in New York City in 9/11. I saw it through the window of my school. Yeah. Right? At this time is a time for a leader to come up and bring people together. We all need to come together. Whether you're right, whether you're left, like this is horrific.
But do you think the country's there?
The country's not there, but I think that you have two options, right? You could say, I'm gonna go in and continue being divisive and being hateful, or adding fuel. Like we could talk about people that do that, or we could be the ones that bring everyone together. I think we have. What do you think? Think you're like.
It's hard, right? And I think part of it is like, again, I don't want to minimize the tragedy of it all.
Yeah.
Right. Someone died in cold blood. Someone died.
Yeah. And it was publicly.
And it was a very public, and it was on social media, and his death, whether you saw it from a long distance or a close up, is traumatizing for people. So I want to be able to respect that, and also understand that like everyone processes this type of tragedy in their own way.
Yeah.
My thing is that we also have to be like, we also have to be real about who Charlie Kirk was and the career that he had. Yeah, but I also think like, it's he said some horrible stuff about gun violence victims.
Yeah.
About how it's necessary to have gun deaths.
Yeah.
To protect our Second Amendment rights.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. He said all of this stuff not knowing that maybe one day it could affect him.
He might have been.
And that's the thing about it. It's like anybody who's preaching common sense gun control laws, like we know that guns are never going to get banned in this country. And I don't think anyone's calling for banning of guns. What people want is for people like Charlie Kirk not to get hurt when he's out there making speeches.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody wants him to get hurt.
If you have mental health issues, if you're schizophrenic or you have bipolar, if you're bipolar, you shouldn't have a gun.
But also, like, hell, while that's taking place, then there's also the school shooting that was happening one state over. And this is also not to talk about all the other school shootings that have been happening across the country. Right?
That hasn't made news.
That hasn't made news because we got so used to school shootings that it don't matter anymore.
Now this shooter, right? You know, I'm prior military, right? And it was 520 feet away. I cannot even make that shot. That's very far away, 520 feet. You know, and this is more of a theory. I don't know like who did it or the background, but this person either trained a lot, or I feel like this guy it has to be like some type of ex-military, bro. It was one shot, 520 feet away. You have to think about the aerodynamic. You also have to think about where this person is going to be in the future. You got to really think ahead and where their movement, right? Even though he was like more in the standstill, but like still, and you got him. You got him.
I mean, who knows what the information is? It's all theory right now.
Yeah.
Who know? Like, here's the thing about that I kind of want to get back to a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's interesting how all of these elected officials, these Republican elected officials, are coming out blaming the radical left for this shooting when there's not even a suspect.
We don't even know.
There's no suspect.
There's no suspect.
Like we have no idea.
We have no idea.
But already Trump and the rest of his minions in Congress
already radical left.
This is the radical left. This is the radical left. Everyone's on social media right now. Who's a right winger? They're like, it's the radical left.
We don't even know. This guy could be a right winger.
We don't even know. We don't have any of this information.
Nothing.
And already we're blaming the radical left. But that's the thing about it. When the Minnesota lawmakers were killed, where was that same energy?
No, none of that.
None of it.
None of that.
None of it. Harold, they asked Nancy Mace came out. All right. And then she's like, Charlie Kirk's death is on the Democrats.
Wow.
On the Democrats. And the reporter who was there asked her, so does that mean that the
shooter was a leftist?
No. Does that mean that when the Minnesota lawmakers were killed, that shooting was that on the Republicans? Right? And she was just like, it's not the same thing. And it's just like, no. It's important not to add fuel to the fire. Like, that's all we want. Don't add fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
We can feel, even though Charlie Kirk never believed in it and thinks that it was harmful, we can feel empathy for him and his family.
Yeah,
we can because we're humans. We're not fucking robots. We're not monsters. We can't, we don't want to see anybody hurt.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we cannot stop holding that man accountable for the stuff that he has said, for the rhetoric that he has said, for the radicalization of the right, and for targeting consistently day after day communities that are underrepresented.
Yeah.
Communities of color. People, even the immigrant community, victims of gun violence.
Yeah.
He had no sympathy for the children of Gaza.
Yeah.
He consistently targeted people for who they were.
And that the thing is, I didn't know all of this that he was doing, right? And that's where I'm conflicted, because I was shocked when you first told me, and everything was sinking in. And then to also see all these videos that come out afterwards, like the way that he talked about the children being killed in Gaza, and the way that he reacts with gun violence victim, it was like, I'm conflicted in a way, like, you know, this person had no compassion with nobody. Like, can I have compassion with this person too? You know what I mean?
No, he said that the cop who killed George Floyd did nothing wrong. And that was a very public thing.
Yeah,
everyone saw it.
I think he called George Floyd a scumbag or something like that.
And here's the thing about it, like,
who was also publicly executed.
We can feel sorry for him. We can have we can send our condolences to his family, to his friends, to his community. But what we cannot do is sweep under the rug all the horrible stuff that he said.
Yeah. Sometimes it's like you reap what you sow. Is like the energy that you put out there is a lot of times the energy that you're gonna get back. He was putting that energy for years out there. And I think this happened when this happened, put all that shit in the forefront. Right? I was like, because when it happens, you're like, oh shit, this is messed up. And then all these videos come out. I'm like, oh, wait a minute.
Here's the thing. It's still messed up.
It's still messed up.
It's still messed up.
It's still messed up.
Right? And it's still messed up. And it's again, at the end of the day, no one should die. No one should be killed like this. No one should be hurt for saying stuff.
Nah.
But we like the man has built his whole career.
And he also built the cult following.
He has a good responsibility for the MAGA movement.
Yeah.
A good amount of responsibility for that.
I wonder what's gonna happen now with these people that are like this straight up cult following, how these people are gonna react, because it's emotions versus logic a lot of times, right? And this is with this where it's just in a tumultuous time, like everything is highly emotional. The level is up here.
Mm-hmm.
The temperature is way up here, right? And we don't see nobody bringing that shit down. I just wonder what's gonna happen next now that this happened.
What we would like for things to happen is everybody chill the fuck out.
Chill.
But the thing is, right? Like, I think the thing is, like, do we like that? Like, it has to come from leadership.
Yeah, it comes from the top down.
It comes from the top. If Trump continues being like this, do you think anybody wants to chill out on the right side?
No. Because
it takes two to make this happen.
Yeah.
But I also think, like, again, like, I think all of this, I also don't believe in the two sides thing. Like, I'm sorry. I don't believe there's a lot of rhetoric that is being thrown around.
Mm-hmm.
But again, like, it's so weird to see the amount of people coming out treating Charlie Kirk as like
a saint.
Somebody called him like a Ned Flanders. He was like Ned Flanders. Man, it's just like, I don't remember Ned Flanders saying all that hateful shit.
The whole I heard that he was like against the civil rights movement and stuff like that. And I think we need to pause a little bit, and it's okay to pause and let this sink in, right? Don't be so reactionary, right? How can we add stuff that could give a better outcome than we're already in a sensitive state, right? What can we put in? What can we pour into the cup that we're like, okay, let's reflect and take time to reflect, and it's okay.
Take a news break too.
Take a news
break.
I
know. Here's the thing about it. Like, I think, I'm very much against like putting brutal like stuff out there.
Yeah.
Right. It's one thing to go out and look for it.
Yeah.
It's one thing to do that. It's another thing to like plaster it on Instagram, on social media, on Twitter, anything like that. Like, it's kind of wild to put this out there, and then people are just watching these images. And it's just like, yo, this is some very traumatic stuff. And again, it's a human being at the end of the day. And like, you can be against everything that Charlie Kirk stood for. But at the end of the day, like, you see this man getting killed, and he's like, you know what? Like, this man had a family.
Yeah.
Like, this man had a family. This man had a wife, had a whole wife and kids.
Yeah.
And the thing is though, and at the same time, what makes this complicated is we also have to feel right for the victims of gun violence that happened in Colorado in the next state over. Yeah. We also have to feel this type of same empathy for the children in Gaza, right? That are being they're being genocided, that Charlie Kirk said we talk down to. So I also like it. Just there's a lot of complexity here.
It is
because again, many things can be true at the same time.
I think I agree with you. You take some time for yourselves. I know that everybody wants to run to social media and say something. Right now is not the time to be. It's okay to be compassionate. If you don't feel any empathy, that's fine too. If you don't feel any compassion, that's fine too. All right. But, it's okay to also be compassionate for somebody that's not compassionate towards you. It makes you human. And just because somebody is a certain way and they're not compassionate or they lack empathy towards you doesn't mean that, oh, because they're like this, I need to be like this as well. You have your own morals and you stand within your own morals, and you could feel empathy for this, and it's okay. And I feel empathy for everybody that had to witness that. All those students, his family, people that were friends with him. This is horrible. And this is a dark side of the climate that we live in, but it's also a side effect.
But also, I mean, keep in mind also, right? This happened in Utah, right? A red state. A red state, right? They recently made it so that it used to be concealed carry, right? They recently switched that up a couple of months ago. Legislature was passed so that they can make it open carry.
Yeah.
So now it's open carry in Utah.
Wow.
That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Right? And again, this is not about banning guns, but fuck, you have to get a permit to drive a car.
Yeah.
You have to get a license to drive a car. What are we doing? What are we doing with all these guns, right? And I'm now not only thinking about Charlie Kirk's death here, I'm also thinking about
the students.
not just the ones that happened yesterday, all the ones that have happened. Why are we still allowing this to happen in this country? And I disagree with Charlie Kirk on this. I don't believe that, gun deaths are a consequence of, protecting our Second Amendment rights. Like that's dumb. No, we got to be better because this is ridiculous. We have normalized it to the point where people just don't care about school shootings anymore.
I think we became desensitized. I think social media has made so many people desensitized that there's, even when this happened to this man, not that I've seen people celebrate it. I've seen a few videos here and there.
Yeah.
But like people are so desensitized that like to even put out things like that is crazy. Yeah. And to not even think about the mass shooting, I feel like it happens so much, but when it happens, you're like, oh, it's another Tuesday. Like it doesn't have the same effect. When Columbine first happened, it was everywhere. You remember, we couldn't even escape it. Like, who are these kids? They were even blaming the music. They were blaming everything that was happening around them. Remember that?
Yeah.
Right? And it lasted for months, but it's happening so much now that we, like, even for kids to have training. And as a matter of fact, the shooting that happened over there, shout outs to the teachers that protected the kids. There was a lot of teachers that protected the kids. And it's crazy that they need to have some type of drill. And the reason why this mass shooter didn't kill more people was because of the systems that they had in place within that school, and then they were able to protect these kids.
Yeah.
But these kids are still traumatized.
But it's wild that, we put resources to teaching the teachers. Like, teachers should have to teach.
Yeah.
What are they doing trying to, like, protect kids from shooters?
From shooters.
Right? Like, it makes, like, again, have we not taken, like, specifically our elected officials, have they not taken the time to take a pause and be like, there's something wrong here? But that's just the reality.
They sensationalize everything. And right now it's all about if you're trending, are you in the front? Are you the loudest person? Because that's how you win. And that's how you stay in office. How if you're more incinerating than anybody else, like, I think people pay attention, so you benefit. Rage baiting. It became... a lot of politicians are rage baiters.
Here's the thing, right? That I think save the rage baiting for people like Charlie Kirk, right?
Yeah.
Like that's their whole thing. That's their whole shtick. They say ridiculous things so that you can pay attention to them. When you agree with them or disagree with them, it doesn't matter. You're still giving them eyeballs. Leave that shit to like the podcasters. Leave that shit to, talking heads that all they do is just talk. Their power comes from us paying attention. I expect that from podcasters. I expect that from people like Charlie Kirk. I expect that from people who, whether it's the left or the right, that's what I always expect. Yeah. All right. You can say whatever you want. Fine. Do your thing. If people want to listen to you, great. If they don't, whatever. But I don't expect that from our elected officials. Our elected officials should be better. They are not podcasters. They are people who are running the country. What the fuck are you doing saying stupid shit like that?
Yeah.
You're not a podcaster. Stop trying to be one.
Well, the message what I would like to give people is, because there was a mass shooting with a trans person. Right away, all trans people are trying to kill us now. And let's tone this thing down. Stop this. Let's stop this. Right? We're so quick to be like, oh, something happens, it was the left, or the radical left. Or even if it's the white, or it's the right, or it's the let's stop this. Right? All this divisive stuff, let's sit down and have an actual real conversation. And I know that a lot of these things are based on emotions, but let's take it back, take it down a notch a little bit, right?
And let's live in reality.
Let's live in
Let's live with facts. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like there was a story about this girl, Ukrainian girl. Unfortunately, she was stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
Right away. Black Lives Matter. Where's Black Lives Matter? This girl, like, what is going on here? Like, what are we doing? Why are we going into these divisive, hateful rhetoric? Because we're not doing anything to bring people together. And we're all hurting. Everybody's hurting.
Everybody's hurting.
The middle class is disappearing. It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that you're hurting. A lot of people are hurting. A lot of people like feel isolated and we're attached to our phone. But like a lot of times the energy that you put out there is the energy that you get back. One, and two, that you're also affecting other people. Is there anything else you want to add or tell people or?
No, I mean, right now we're living in some chaotic times.
Yeah.
Charlie Kirk's death is just one of many different things that are happening out there in the country right now.
Yeah.
They're happening out in the world, right?
Yeah.
We got ICE raids in LA. We got ICE raids in Chicago. We got ICE raids in DC, right? Like we got like our people right now going through some terrible times right now.
Yeah.
Please know your rights. Please be prepared. Do all that stuff. But also like, there's an enormous amount of high intensity going on, and social media tends to just throw things right at you. Take the time to pause, take the time to like
be with your friends and family, be with community.
Yeah, and take social media breaks.
Yeah.
Take social media breaks. I know we want to be in the fight 100% of the time, but that's not useful to anybody either. Seeing bad news after bad news after bad news is bad for your health.
Yes.
It's bad. So, take a step back. It's okay to take a step back.
And my heart goes out to everybody that's affected by this. Everyone that has seen these videos. And, and I know there's a lot of anger out there, but my heart goes out to you too. And anybody that's watching this. I stand with you. We're all Americans at the end of the day. And we want the best for this country. I serve this country. And there's a lot of Latinos that serve this country. And there was a lot of immigrants in the military that served this country and is serving today. We all want a better America, and we also want a better livelihoods. But the hate is not the answer. When things happen in Jamaica, when, Jamaica was in a little civil war, there was the left and the right. And you know what brought everybody together? Love. Love brought everybody together. Bob Marley, with his music, is the one that made the politicians shake each other's hand. Because he knew that hate begets hate.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Well, if there's a car accident outside, I don't care who's inside. I don't care like if it's white, black, Asian. I'm going to help out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to save somebody's life. I don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, because at the end of the day is amor y paz.
Yeah.
That's all we want. We just want to live peacefully. That's all people want. That's all people want in this country. People just want to live peacefully. But,
¿Qué se va a hacer?
Well, en este país nos tocó vivir.
Well, we did. We wanted to come on. We had like a little, I was like, yo, let's do a little emergency podcast. Norberto, thank you for coming through and making this happen. We wanted to make this short. We're going to turn this out. This is going to come out today. In the comments, write down what you guys think. Talk to us. Have a conversation. You see what I'm saying? It doesn't matter where you stand. Have this conversation with us. I read the comments. Talk to me. I want to talk to you. And lo quiero mucho. Thank you for being here and watching this. Que la pase bien.